Alrighty, here's the start of Run 2 of Shattered Pixel Dungeon. Unfortunately, we had some major technical difficulties on the last run that ended with the save file just disappearing. So, that's unfortunate. We're gonna go, as a result, pretty quick through these first 3 floors because we did that on the last one already. Yeah, so, as we know, with snakes, surprise attack, sneaking through the doors. That sound effects is a bit loud. I'm gonna turn that down a bit. There we go. Yeah, that's more reasonable. Yeah, we've been having all sorts of sound problems with this. My microphone is a stinking garbage one that I literally dumpster dove for. So, if my voice is really quiet and or really low quality, that's why. Weirdly, it's the best microphone I have available. Don't know how that happened. But, yeah. I could probably go buy one, but I don't want to because I'm a poor college student, and food is more important than microphones. Yeah. So, yeah, we're just gonna go through, clear out the levels as fast as we can, until we get to level 4 where the new things will start happening. This is a wand of warding, I think? I'm not entirely sure what it's called, because it's one of the newer ones. See, that was bad round management right there. Oh, and now I'm surrounded, but it's okay, because I can quickly get out of it. If I wouldn't have been able to quickly get out of that, we would have been in a little bit of trouble. Alright, so this is another puzzle room. This one, there's this red crystal here, which is a red sentry, and it's immortal, and it blasts you with disintegration beams, and you can't paralyze it or put it to sleep or be invisible to it or anything. The only way to get around it, though, spoiler alert, is it takes a while to charge up. So if you get a potion of haste, you can run across here, and it won't hit you unless you're on the wood. So if you can make it from the ground that's not the wood to the other ground that's not the wood, you'll be fine, and then it resets once you're on that, and then you can go back safely, as long as you're still hasted. If your haste runs out, you're just gonna get blasted a bunch, and it does like 8 damage per hit, so it's good to avoid that. This is another one of those shaded rooms that I was talking about in the previous season, which, again, I'm really sorry that got cut short, but it'd be like that sometimes. I'm still gonna leave it up though, because I know that for some of you, it's less about the content and more just about having quantity of stuff to sleep to, but for those of you who actually do care about what I'm doing here, I do intend to continually make these better as I go. I am learning, but for the sake of those who prefer quantity over quality, I'm gonna even put up my mistakes. So, enjoy those. You may get a laugh. I know episode 2 of the last one, the music was overpoweringly loud, and you could not understand most of what I was saying, which was really disappointing because I had some cool things to say in that one. At least I thought. I was probably just rambling, but you know. Anyway, so since this level has a puzzle room, and the puzzle requires a potion, and there was only one potion on this level, it's probably the right one. Also, if you hear fumbling noises, I'm struggling with my mic again. It's seriously not a good one. But yeah, so here's a silver potion. Should be a potion of haste. Let's see. Yes. See, that was charging up, but it didn't get a chance to get me. And so we get to see what's in this chest. Ooh, it's a mace! That's actually pretty great. It's a tier 3 weapon that requires 14 strength, so we can't use it for a while, but we know that it's not cursed because of this blue outline. Anything with a purple outline might be cursed. Well, if it's an equipment. If it's like a wand or something, it's not gonna be... Well, no. Wands can be cursed, rings can be cursed, and items and artifacts can be cursed. Well, by items I mean weapons and armor. Things like scrolls and potions can never be cursed, so you don't have to worry about those, necessarily. I mean, you have to worry about their other effects, but other than that, it's good. Pardon me while I have some microphone problems. I hope y'all can hear me now, because this thing is driving me nuts. Anyway, yeah, that should be about it for this floor, and so let's skedaddle on. Alrighty, so we're on floor 2, we're hungry, we've got an extra point, and we're gonna use it on the shielding one, because more shielding is great. Pretty consistently in this, because like I explained before, it gives you basically just more health for the whole game the earlier you get this. I could go into some weird math conspiracy theory sounding stuff, but I don't even know if it's right. This is a chilling trap, which does lots of damage to fire-based enemies, and if it freezes you, there's a chance your potions could break, which is not good. So watch out for those. It doesn't do any direct damage to you necessarily, but it can really mess you up if you've got like a potion of paralysis and toxic gas in your inventory and they both freeze. Yeah. I think I might have finally gotten my mic situated, but if I didn't, scream at me in the comments, because I have no way of knowing right now. My audio situation is a mess, and I apologize. See, that was poorly thought through. My plan there was to throw this stone and have it land on this fire trap and set the snake on fire and the rat. But I knew that it burned in a 3x3 area, but I forgot that if I'm standing in a door that's right next to the 3x3 area, the door will also catch on fire. Not because I'm standing in it, but because it's wood touching fire. Anyway, it's okay though, because I can just step in water and put it out. The snake still dies, and aw, the rat was not as dumb as I was hoping. So he did not die, but we can just beat him up. Alrighty. So, this... Alright, so you notice how this chest looks a little weird? See, it just stuck its little tongue out? That's because it's actually a mimic. It won't say that here, but it says something about this chest feels off. Walking up and trying to open it might be a bad idea. And that is because it is a bad idea. It'll stinking murder you if you try. So, generally, a good way to open these is to throw something at them from a distance. This is also a good chance to test out our wand of warding. So if this is a wand of warding, which it is, it'll place one of these. And this is basically a tiny little turret that you can put somewhere that will shoot at things for you when, just as like an extra thing. Yeah, so that is as high as that one can go for right now. Yeah, and each additional shot you do to it upgrades them. So now that this is here, it'll shoot anything hostile to me. So I'm gonna throw this rocket, this mimic, and it should wake him up, and then this will start firing at it too. Oh, yep, it's a mimic. Yeah, see, this guy shot at it, did, I believe, 6 damage. Could have been the 4 though. And then that should take care of it. Oh, nice, we got a ring. Yeah, I don't know what kind of ring it is yet though. But we have one. Aw, that was a caustic ooze trap. Fortunately, we're right next to water, so we can just wash it right off. Also, whenever you're in a dead end like that, you can double click on the little magnifying glass, and it'll allow you to search in a 3x3 around you. So that if there's a hidden door or traps or anything, it'll reveal them. That's really handy when you're in a room where you're like, I'm pretty sure there's a trap here or a secret door. You can just find them with that. So, alright, here's this guy. And so we're gonna throw this at him so that we don't walk into melee range. Man, he's doing some pretty hefty hits. He just did his max damage on his first hit, which is not pleasant. Speaking of not pleasant, this microphone is bullying my head. Alrighty, so hopefully y'all can hear me now, and I won't get stinking obliterated by AV equipment. Yeah. So, yeah, we're pretty much done with this level as well, because all we gotta do is just investigate for some treasure, see what all there is. Be nice to identify the ring, but we'll see what kind of scrolls we end up having here in a sec, because I'm gonna just go through and read all of them, except for the 2 that I'm pretty sure are gonna be scrolls of upgrade. Because 2 of the same kind of scroll this early, without a special like scroll room, pretty suspicious. Alright, so we're running pretty low on health and we're starving. Not a good place to be, but you know, it'll be fine, because we just surprise attack this guy, and then we quickly run back to the other floor, and we hope that we have enough food in us to make it over to here. We do. Nice. So now we just eat this, and then we hold down on this to go to sleep, and we slept in the, I don't remember what it's called, the herbal healing bush, sungrass, yeah, which heals you once per turn, but if you go to sleep, your turns pass really fast. And so now we're fully healed for free, just because there was that kind of bush there. It's really handy. So, yeah, pick up a key, pick up all the stuff in here. This kind of plant gives you a kind of a version of haste, but what it does is it pauses time for everything except you until you attack or until it runs out. So I'll step in it, nothing's gonna move until it runs out. That was cool. I'd never noticed that before, but even the water animation, like how it's slowly moving down, even that stopped. So that's just a cool little thing about this game. It's one of the things I like about this game is how many cool little, like, details they add that you don't even notice, but in the background they add a nice bit of extra atmosphere, if that makes sense. So yeah, and see, that was another hidden door, but I didn't even have to search for it because my guy just somehow lucked out and saw it anyway. Picking up a scroll, sneak attacking a snake. Ooh, dang, we did like minimum damage, but it's okay, we got him in the next door. We're gonna upgrade the shield because you might as well. Also, speaking of upgrade, we have 3 of the same scroll and we're on floor 3. That's pretty suspicious. It's probably scrolls of upgrade. Let's see. It is! So we're gonna upgrade the armor because we can transfer this upgrade on the seal. This scroll, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna read it and find out. It's a scroll of magic mapping, so now I can see everywhere in the level. That's a puzzle room, that's a alchemy room, and yeah, that's about it. However, the scroll does not show you any items, it just shows you like the shape of the level. So, you know, it's not all powerful by any means, but it's definitely very helpful, especially on later stages because it also reveals all traps and secret doors. So, yeah, being able to do that, especially when you get into the really late game levels where you just want to run through, especially if you're at low health and you're just trying to make it to the boss, because honestly, I feel like the final boss of the game is easier than the floors right before the final boss of the game, which I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but I might just be making my builds too optimized for the boss and not enough for just the regular game. But, you know, I've been playing this game for, I don't know, around 8 years, so you'd think I'd be good at it, and I'm pretty good at it, but even still, I have a lot to learn, because it's a really cool game in that even though it's really simple mechanics, it does so much with them that there's always more you can be doing. Oh, see, this is the kind of situation you do not want to end up in. I'm surrounded on both sides. These guys will smack me and then divide, And this guy just keeps shooting at me with poison, which is really not ideal. I do have healing options, so I'll be okay, but this is frustrating. So let's see if we can... That's bad. Okay, he got distracted. We're gonna go this way so that he ignores us for a little bit. He won't actually ignore us, but he at least can't shoot through his friends. Which brings up a good question. Why are all the monsters in this dungeon friends? Uh-oh, I'm getting really beamed on over here. See, I'm surrounded, and this is not a good situation to be in. So, I'm gonna drink my healing thingy, and then I'm gonna make a mad dash for this doorway so that I can fight them one at a time. That's how you get out of spicy situations like that. See, I'm starving right now, which is not good, but if I eat in the middle of a fight, they'll just wail on me while I'm eating, and it gives them like 3 or 4 free hits, which I don't want to do that. Also, sorry about the shenanigans with the microphone and stuff. I've been fighting with that for several hours, and I'm pretty frustrated with it, to be honest. So, that's why I keep complaining so much. I also recorded like an hour of video and then realized, oh, the sound just straight up was not working like I thought it was. Oh well. Which frustrated me because I want to make enjoyable and good content for y'all. And that was not doing that. So yeah. But enough of that. We're gonna put that topic to bed. And we're gonna get back to crawling through the dungeon and beating up random things. Well yeah, that does make me wonder, why is everything in this dungeon friends except for us? Like, everything else is like, oh, we're gonna come beat you up. But like, how do they know to beat me up and not like the Null Trickster guy who keeps throwing painful things at us? Oh dang, it's a crab. These crabs mean business. They do a lot of damage, they have a lot of armor, and they move twice as fast as you. So, they're really dangerous. If you're ever fighting more than one thing at a time, and one of them is a crab, well, you're probably doomed, but if you're not, you're either really well prepared or you have better strategy than I do. Because I struggle when I'm surrounded by things and one of them's a crab, especially at this stage of the game. If I had like chain armor on, I wouldn't be so concerned, but with things the way they are now, be a rough situation, to be sure. So right now we're just chasing this guy around. He's trying to run away from us because he knows that if he gets within melee range, I'm just gonna smack him. But, dang it. And so, since he doesn't want to be in melee range, he tries to run away all the time. But if he runs away, then, I can't hit him. And so I just keep chasing him around in circles. There he is. He's very close to dead. I wonder if I can just... Yeah. Usually, he's really good at dodging thrown weapons, but we got kind of lucky on that one. So we're just gonna beat up these flies real quick. The ghost is gonna come very excitedly over to us. And we're gonna get to pick something. Alright, so we've got a choice between a whip and armor. The whip is really nice because it has 2 tiles of extra reach, which is just crazy amounts of reach. Only problem is it takes 14 strength to use, and by that point it does pretty garbage damage compared to everything else you could be using. So I think I'm gonna go with the leather armor because that's more in our strength range, and there's a chance with this ghost that his gear will be upgraded, so we'll see what it gives us. Yes! It's a +1 leather armor, which is great. Also, one of these potions is almost guaranteed to be a potion of strength, because there's going to be 2 before the first boss, and the first boss is on floor 5, and we're on floor 3. Also, this room, the way you deal with it is obviously, because this is Chasm, the way you deal with this room is potion of levitation. A really helpful thing that makes this a lot easier, because 1 potion of levitation is not enough to get all 4 keys and all 4 chests and get back. It's not even close to enough. What makes it a lot easier though is if you have either 2 or 3 potions of levitation, or a potion of levitation and a potion of haste, or a ring of haste too, because if you're moving really fast then your tiles of movement count for less turns, if that makes any sense. Speaking of which, let's see what this ring is. I'm gonna read this, and if it's a cleansing scroll, we're gonna try it out, and if it's an identify, we'll be good, but otherwise, we're not gonna put that on, because I don't want to get like a cursed ring of might and not be able to pick up my stinking regular gear. Transmute an item. That's not what I was hoping for, but So basically what this scroll lets you do is it lets you pick something and turn it into something completely different, but of the same type. So I could turn this ring into a different kind of ring. Since I don't know what kind of ring this is, there's not really any point in me doing that, because yeah, I would be turning it from an unknown into an unknown, which effectively is kind of the same, because I don't know what it would have been and I don't know what it would be. But if it's something like this one, which is kind of nice, but it takes more setup than you usually have to use wands, so I think I'm going to turn this wand into a different wand. We'll see how that goes. Yep, and ooh, nice. So that is a wand of prismatic light, which shoots off a blast of light that does extra damage to undead things, which is really nice. It also automatically searches whatever it goes over, so it'll find hidden doors and traps for you without you having to like go around and search. So now I'm going to just start drinking potions, and when I get the levitation one, I'm gonna go through here and pick up 2 keys and then these 2 chests and then go out, because I think that's all the speed I'm gonna have time for. That's barely an English sentence, but I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. One of these is probably going to be a potion of liquid flame. Maybe not, but likes to be frustrating like that, because what I don't want to drink is a potion of liquid flame, potion of paralysis, or potion of toxic gas, because those will hurt you. Also, potion of frost would not be good, but it wouldn't be too bad. So let's just start drinking these and see what happens. First one, toxic gas. Exactly what we did not want. Ooh, and a crab, even worse. So we'll throw that at it, and then we'll blind him with this. Oh, he didn't go blind. Oh, and we're out of charge. We'll just smack him, I guess. He will smack us too. Yeesh. We're kind of hurting. Oh, you want to see a pro gamer move? Anyway, so you can see this mystery meat. If you eat it right now, sometimes it'll be okay, but sometimes it'll like set you on fire, or poison you, or make you slow. Just random, not good effects. But if you freeze it, it will instead give you a random good effect. They're not like super good effects, but like it might turn you invisible, it might give you a little bit of bark skin armor. And these are all temporary effects, but it's nicer than being poisoned randomly. And so, yeah, it turns it into a nice bit of food. It's called Frozen Carpaccio, but I probably completely mispronounced that, so yeah, feel free to correct me in the comments, because I don't know what I'm talking about. That is from a language that I do not know. But apparently it's tasty. But yeah, so I use the frozen or a freezing trap to freeze my raw meat, which I guess froze all the germs off of it? I don't really know. But anyway, we're gonna go back to drinking random potions. Alrighty, potion of levitation, let's go. So we grab those 2 keys, these 2 chests. Oh no, we don't have enough to make it all the way across. No! Now that's unfortunate. Crud. Wonder what this one is. There's a potion of strength. Might as well. No, we should not see what that is. We should instead switch our armor out. So now we have a +2 leather armor, which is really nice. What's really not nice though is now we have to jump into a chasm, and it's not even a helpful chasm, it's just a random one. So I'm going to sigh deeply because I'm frustrated about this, because I really thought I had the time, but I apparently did not. So I'm just gonna drink this real fast, and then yeet myself off a cliff. Ah yes, screaming. Yeah, so yeah, we smashed into the ground pretty hard, got damaged, but because we drank a potion of healing right beforehand, it still had the healing effect going, because it heals you for a couple turns. And so, instead of just dying, or taking a lot of damage that we still had to deal with, it pretty much healed up right when we landed. But also, welcome to floor 4. This, yeah, has kind of served as a recap for the previous 2 videos that file got erased. And so, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can deal with this piranha fish, and once I do, that'll be the end of the episode. Or maybe I'll just end it surprisingly, and you won't even see it coming. Ooh, I could do that, but will I? Maybe. Nah, actually I think I'm gonna go through the first 4 levels in one episode this time, because we kind of flew through those last ones. Even though this is already a half-hour long video, we're definitely going through it a lot faster in this season. And yeah, I really want to get to the first boss fight so I can show you guys some of my cool strategies that make it much more doable than it usually is, because that boss, if you don't know how to get rid of it, is a huge pain. When I first started out on this game, it took me way longer than it should have to beat that boss. Like a frustratingly long time. I beat it like once or twice kind of by chance, but it took me a good while before I could consistently beat it. And now it's not really a huge hassle anymore, but it definitely takes knowing what's going on to achieve that. At this point, like, really you probably shouldn't focus on killing these piranhas like I'm doing, but at this point I'm kind of holding a grudge against him for no good reason, but I just want to. So he's condemned, he's gonna die. I'm accusing him of all of the crimes against what happened to the last file. It was this guy. Blame him. Blame stinking giant piranha. Blame Jerry the piranha. Jerry the giant piranha, how dare you? You deleted the last file. Rude. Well, anyway, this is a slime. That was not the button I meant to push, but it's okay because we have good armor. This is a slime, and they're interesting because they don't do a ton of damage to you. They don't have a ton of health either. They've got like around 20. But the interesting thing about them is the most damage you can really do to them is 6. Unless you have crazy powerful gear, and then even then your max damage is like 8. Which is bizarre, but it kind of makes sense because the lore behind it is that it's hard to beat up a liquid. Like, it's a liquid, it'll just go around your sword. You can't really damage it because it's a liquid. It can come back together. So, yeah. Slimes, you can only do a certain amount of damage to. So for these, the best way to deal with them is just hit them a lot per turn. There are certain weapons that allow you to hit twice per turn, like I believe the Huntress's Knuckle Dusters do. And a couple other things, but I don't really play with those much. There's also a Ring of Furor, I think it's called. F-U-R-O-R. That sounds right. Could be wrong. I'm not good at spelling. But it looks right in my head, but my head could be wrong. Anyway, there's a ring that allows you to attack significantly faster. I'm not doing good at food management this run. I'm wasting a lot of time doing things like holding grudges against fish, but, you know, sometimes it's like that. This is a teleportation trap, and if you step on it, it will stinking teleport you to a random place. It'll still be on this floor, but it will be a random place, which can be pretty inconvenient. And so, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of people in this room. Also, oh yeah, that's why I have no throwing weapons. Jerry. Yeah, we're gonna go bully Jerry some more. It's gonna be like Parks and Recreation over here. Bullying Jerry. But first we gotta deal with the slime. But even more first we gotta deal with my microphone falling over. Oh nice! We leveled up and made it to level 6. Ooh, and we can automatically identify armor now. And we can either pick to heal every time we identify something, or every time we eat something and are below 50% health. I don't plan on being below 50% health that much, so I'm gonna try to just do it whenever I identify something. Because that sounds much nicer to me. I would go in here and explore, but there are two dudes up here. I don't want to mess with them right now. I want to go bully this guy. Because he's guarding all of my thrown weapons. Dang it. If you're wondering why I'm not just blasting him over and over and over, it's because the wand has to recharge, but I don't have it identified yet, so it won't tell me what the charges are until I do have it identified. So, keep being done. And now, I have all my throwing weapons back. Alright, so this is another puzzle room. The solution to this one is, well, first of all, you've got a wall of magical fire, which, even if you stand a block away from it, will set you on fire, which is quite a hassle. The best way to deal with it, though, is to drink, is to throw a potion of frost at it. You could drink it if you're standing close enough, but that requires drinking a potion of frost, which can break all your other potions. So, yeah, you'd want to be careful with that. I need to eat, because I'm starving. Again, because I'm not doing a good job of managing my turns, and I'm also taking a lot of damage. Also, the more damage you take, the more hungry you get? Yeah, that's how English works. Also, if you didn't know, you can just use things over and over, and if you use things enough, you'll automatically identify them, eventually. It takes a lot of using them though, so basically by the time you've used them to the point where it's identified, you've probably identified it in your head, just because, like, you've used it enough to know what its stats are. Okay, so one of these is probably crap, one of these is probably just normal, and one of them's probably really good. I don't really know what any of them are though. Gonna use my Stone of Intuition though on my ring, see if I can guess which kind it is. If it's this one, the whole run changes. It is. The whole run has changed. This is now the run. So, for those of you who don't know, this is a ring of force. This ring is insanely powerful. Especially when you get it this early in a run, because the more scrolls of upgrade you can pour into this bad boy, the better. Because not only does it do what it does is it lets you do damage, like pretty good damage on an unarmed strike. So like if I unequip my sword but equip this, it'll let me do more damage than I would with the sword, because the sword does 1 to 10 damage. This does 3 to 15. And that's just a ring. But if we upgrade this, it'll do even more. But then, here's the best part. It scales with your strength. So as we get stronger, this will also get stronger, but still keep all of its upgrades. You can end up doing like over 100 damage with this ring, if you have the right build. So, yeah, this is the run now. That's actually a really great find, especially this early on. Usually, I keep my scrolls of upgrade until after the first boss, but, well, actually, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna keep them just to show you that it's possible to beat it with only this equipment, because you can have this even if you've not been playing optimally. It's still doable. You just need a couple seeds and this. You should be good to fight it. I mean, it would be ideal to have some better damage output, but it'd be like that. Alright, so puzzle room time. Here's the question though. Which potion did I acquire last? And which one is actually the one that I need to solve this puzzle? Because it's a potion of frost, but I don't... Oh, this is not good. Do I have a stone of fear? I do! See, look, this would be a good time to use a stone of fear, because look, I'm surrounded by things that are gonna beat me up. But am I gonna use it? No, because I can take these guys. Because my armor is actually pretty good for this level. +2 blocks 2 to 8 damage. I don't think there's anything on this level that can do 8 damage. So their max damage is less than my max blocking. So most of their attacks are gonna do 0 damage. Or just miss. So, yeah. As you can see, even though I'm surrounded, I'm fine. Ta-da! Went through that whole encounter, 0 damage taken. It's a bit insane, but yeah. Yeah, +2 leather armor with the seal is weirdly strong. So, yeah. Definitely remember that in your playthroughs. So, one of these 3 is going to be Potion of Frost. We still have this, so I'm going to try it on this one and see if it is. It is not. I'm glad I didn't check that one. So we're going to run into the fire real quick, and you're going to watch. I'm going to be set on fire while standing in water. This is the only place in this game that I'm aware of that this can happen. And then I'm going to drink these 2 potions and hope that they're not paralysis. And hope that one of them's frost. So here we go. I'm on fire, but I'm also not on fire. Just a weird situation, but here we go. Yep, it was frost, and you see the fire's been put out. And I quickly get out of the frost because it'll freeze me and break all my potions. So I quickly grab all these. Well, I can't because my inventory's full. Oh, I should have thrown this into the ice, but I didn't. Oh well, it's okay. But now we get another potion of strength. So we drink that, get a badge for reaching 12 points of strength. But then, remember how this used to say it did 3 to 15? Now it does 3 to 18 damage. That's an increase. And we're only at 12 strength. Later on we'll be getting up to like 16, 18, possibly even 20 strength. And we'll be doing significantly more damage with this. But also, it scales with upgrades too. So that makes this the only weapon I know of that has 2 different mechanics for adding to its damage. And so as a result, you can add up some crazy amounts of damage. Also, unlike most weapons that do really high amounts of damage in this game, it's not really heavy, having a high strength requirement or moving real slow. Like, the spear attacks at a distance and does 2 to 20 damage without any upgrades and requires 12 strength. That's really good, but it's also not good because it's slow when it attacks, and so each attack takes more than a turn, and so every now and then your enemies will hit you twice in a turn, which can start to really add up, and that's not good. Alrighty, so we've cleared out this level. There's nothing else that we can really loot unless you're really attached to this little piece of monster meat or this cursed scale armor, but I'm not, so I'm gonna move on to the boss level, and I am going to see y'all there.